Episode 11 Reality Podcast. I am your host, Ricky Valero. On today's episode, I'm going to be recapping a brand new music competition show on Netflix called Building the Band. Building the Band brings together talented singers from a truly unique competition show where building the perfect band is all about chemistry. The singers are in complete control as they seek to form their very own band's individual booths without ever seeing each other. All they have to go on is musical compatibility, connection, chemistry, and merit. What will happen when the bands finally meet? And looks, choreography, and style come into play. With the incredible performances, compelling drama, and one big goal to find the next great music band, the stage is set for an unforgettable experience. Renowned artist Nicole Scherzinger will serve as a mentor and judge. Joining her on the judging panel are music experts Liam Payne and Kelly Rowland. Together, they're bringing their unparalleled expertise and personal band experience to the competition. AJ McLean from the Backstreet Boys will host the series. The first 4 episodes dropped on Netflix July 9th. The next batch will be July 16th, with the following batch being July 23rd. Before we dive in, folks, this was something I was cautiously optimistic about. I was like, what is this show going to be? Is it going to be worth anything? We have a lot of singing competition shows, but what can this add to the table? And this was such a unique experience. And I really, really enjoyed it. So let's go ahead and break down these first 4 episodes. I'm going to give you some highlights of some of the performances, talk about the bands themselves and who formed them, and give my overall thoughts on them as well and their performances. The show opens up with AJ dedicating the series to Liam Payne, who tragically passed away. I do love that they open the show with this to honor his legacy. That tragic pass away. It's sad, but I love they did that to highlight it from the start of the first episode. The setup is really cool. It reminded you a little bit of a blend of like Love is Blind, The Circle, The Voice, kind of all wrapped up in one. Because what happens is each singer is sitting in their own cube. All they have is headphones to listen to the singer sing, and then of course from there, what they do is they have to press a button. Now, in order for the singers, you have 50 singers, and you only get 10 likes per singer. Only 6 bands will advance with a minimum of 3, maximum of 5 people. So roughly 18 to 30 people. So that looks like, anywhere from 20 or 32 to 20, or sorry, 20 to 32 people will be eliminated from the show. So you're cutting this almost in half depending on how many people you have in each of the bands. So, in order for you to move on after your performance, you have to get at least 5 presses of the buttons, or they're called likes, from your fellow singers in order to continue. If you get less than 5, you're out the door. So, our first competitor, our first singer was Donzel. He's 24 years old. His voice was insane. Sung the song Jealous by Labyrinth. There are so many people that click the button, and AJ reminded him. So basically, what happens, they go on the stage, they leave their booth, they go to the stage, they sing the song, the people are listening, they click the buttons, they go back to their booth. AJ informs them how many likes each person got. And of course, Donzel got 20 likes. Allison was up next, 24 years old. Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande is what she sung, and that girl had some pipes on her. My goodness, she was moving on with 16 button pushes. Katie from Boston, she sang Unstoppable by Sia. She made this song her own. And while some of the girls weren't really for it, I felt like they might have been a little bit intimidated by her. That's just my honest opinion. 18 people locked in because I'm rooting for Katie. I was like rooting for her for the first time I saw her. She's 6 foot tall. She wants to thrive because of this experiment. Is again, it's Love is Blind, but we're building a band instead. You know what I mean? Looks aren't in the factor. Size, she is plus size, and she touts that. She shows it to the world. Isn't afraid. Does a little bit of like the modeling and stuff like that. So it's really awesome to see this. Chance, he was in 2 boy bands as a teenager. He's married to his high school sweetheart. I love the little stories that we get in between it. He sings "There's Nothing Holding Me Back" by Shawn Mendes. This kid had the voice of a boy band. He had some pitch issues. Some people thought it wasn't his best. He knew it wasn't his best performance. He was upset. And then, of course, he only got 3 likes, and he is out the door. Was our first competitor that we see get eliminated. We get a little montage here and there. Um, let's see here. We had Connor and Kevin. Kevin was booted with only 2 votes. Connor sang "Driver's License" by Olivia Rodrigo. Connor got just 5 votes, and up to that point, outside of Donzel, probably one of my favorite voices to the competition so far. Let's see here. We had Jenna Thomas and Jenna Thomas and Autumn. Jenna sung Too Little Too Late by JoJo. Beautiful, yet almost familiar voice, if that makes sense. Thomas sang Lego House by Ed Sheeran. I thought he was okay. Jenna sang a best part by her, and she was phenomenal. Our next performance was Aaliyah, and we'll talk more obviously about some of these people that I really like because we see them form bands. But Aaliyah sung Tummy Hurts by Renee Rapp. Not a big, me personally, not a big Renee Rapp fan, but to me, I thought she sung this song better than Renee Rapp did. This variation of this song could be very, very, very popular if she brought this out because she killed it. Like this was incredible. She got 28 button presses, and that's a lot. That's over 50% of the people press the buttons to want her to be in part of their band. This was a cool element of the show. Again, where it kind of gets that circle-like element from it. The booths are open for a chat. This was, again, like the circle, really, really cool dynamic here. I love that. So basically what happens is I guess you send a little message, hey, I want to speak to so-and-so, and then you start talking to one another. Aaliyah and Donzel, 2 of my favorite picks early on. They had a great chat. Max, Brianna, and Nora are up next to perform. Max sings Snooze by SZA. Bree sings How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees and absolutely slayed it. All 3 of the, and then Nori sang Greedy by Tate McRae. All 3 of these, very, very good. Bree, some of these songs, obviously, it makes you feel old when people don't sing songs like like they only sing songs like the last 10 years. So it's kind of like nice to see like Brie sing How Deep Is Your Love by the Bee Gees just because it's an older song. You know what I mean? Like when I was growing up, guys, I don't, when I was growing up, you would listen to, you'd watch American Idol and all these other shows, and they would like sing these type of songs that you love and you're like grew up on. And now it's like they're not the ones I grew up on. You know, it's like, hey, these are the songs my daughter grew up on. But let's see here. Landon up, he sung Britney Spears' Toxic. If this kid isn't in the finals, I would be shocked. He was absolutely brilliant with his performance. Cameron sung, and everyone thinks Cameron is a guy and it's a girl, and it's really a boy. Love his voice, definitely unique and different. 15 singers are locked in. Cameron said he's used to being misinjured back because of his voice. He does have the feminine voice to it, and then when he sings as well, but absolutely breathtaking. Dunzel talks to Landon. Landon isn't fond of the idea of having a girl and wants to do an all guy group. Landon is trying to convince him to be all boy, and he breaks the pinky promise that he made with Aaliyah. So then Aaliyah calls out Donzel and he is about to break up with her. He talks to her and said swaps back to committing back to her. This was a hilarious dynamic. Elisa's first up on day 2. She sings You Broke Me First by Tate McRae. Hell of a voice. Another 28 vote getter. Absolutely brilliant. Malik sings Versace on the Floor by Bruno Mars. Like there was just some, I love the dynamic here of the talent they brought to the table because there's some just absolutely mesmerizing singers and it brings their awareness level up like 20,000 notches. Let's see here. Gabriella, Norella, and Hannah. Let's see here. Norella and Hannah got the boot, and Gabriella got 18 likes. Moving on a little bit here, Donzel and Aaliyah tried to lock in Shane, but he is set on a boy band. They bring in Landon, and Donzel said he wants a mixed group, but informs Malik that they're going to work together and wants to do a boy band thing. Like this whole dynamic again, it was like Donzel trying to figure out what he wanted to do with himself. Let's see here. Shade sung "Let Me Love You" by Mario. He had this beautiful R&B soulish vibes. Got 10 likes. Thought it was really good. Bradley, "So Sick" by Neo. Yep, this one brilliant as well. Malik and Shade talk to one another. Bradley and Landon talk each other up. Nico sings "Stick Season" by Noah Kahan. Raspy, definitely different voice. Really liked it. CC Rise Up by Andre Day, and the way she hit them high notes mesmerizing, to be honest with you guys. Absolutely mesmerizing. Cameron and Cameron joins Donzel and Aaliyah. They bring in Avibi and Katie, are jockeying for position in the group. They choose Katie as their fourth member of the group, and that is our first band of the show. Donzel, Aaliyah, Cameron, and Katie are our first band. They will see, and this is the cool dynamic too. So on breaking, as you're watching the show, you're learning like what happens on each episode, right? Or what happens with each of these competitions. So what happens is once you form a band, everybody smashes a button. Remember, there's only 6 bands that can be created. So once you form a band, everybody's made aware of this. They see each other for the first time. However, what it is they are given a song and given their part of the song that they have to sing. So they're all sitting behind like a, again, like the Love is Blind reveal. I'm telling you, like there's a blend of all the shows into this thing right here. But what they do is they blend, they have a reveal. So the first singer comes out, sings their part, and then the next song, and maybe the chorus or whatever, the next person comes out, they see each other for the first time, they continue to perform, then the third person or fourth person, depending on how many people are in the band. But that's dynamic was really cool how they unfolded. So uh Nicole Scherzinger is going to watch on while they sing because she's going to be one of the judges and the mentors for them. So they are performing for the first time. It was done in episode 3. Started off Donzel, Aaliyah, Cameron, and Katie. They're singing "Too Sweet" by Hosier. This actually really worked very well. It kind of blew me away the way that Donzel kind of came out, and then you had Cameron, and then Aaliyah. Aaliyah's just so good. Her voice is just magelic. You know what I mean? Majestic, not magelic. I don't know. One of those two words is one of those things. But I loved it. I loved her performance here, and these as a collective whole. Nicole really loved the collab, and I did as well. So really big fan of those two, or the first band that we have. Um, One of the interesting things that I had here, Zach, 21 years old, full time musician. He sang "Beautiful Things" by Benson Boone. He's got this little bit of a country twang to him, which would be interesting to see. I thought it would be interesting to see how to fit in with everybody. But the way that he hit the high notes with such precision, like it went from people like, oh, he's all right, he's all right. Oh shit. Like that's how this dynamic worked with them. And it was really cool to kind of see the flip as soon as because everybody's like waiting. All right, anybody can sing this, anybody can sing this, anybody can sing this. Bam. And then he hit them high notes and everybody's like lighting up. He got 23 likes because of it. Mandy, she sang "What Was I Made For" by Billie Eilish. First off, a phenomenal song, and she slayed it. Let's see here. Erica sang "Motivation" by Normina. Incredible voice. She just looked like she looked into your soul while she sang. Definitely band worthy in my opinion. Allison seems her personality, man. I feel like she's gonna butt heads. I just feel like she's going to be a problem. She seems a little bit like she's got an ego, which is not a problem. But as you form a band, that's a problem. You have a little bit of ego as a solo singer. It is what it is. But when you're trying to form a band with people that you've never met before, and you're trying, her overly dominant personality was kind of in the way, I think. Um, Elise and Haley really wanted to form a band with Allison, but she wasn't set in stone yet. Um, yeah. Malik and Landon are talking about Bradley and bringing in a fourth. Then Malik brings up Shade. So our next group is Landon, Malik, Shade, and Bradley. They sing "Finesse" by Bruno Mars. This really gave like the ultimate boy band. You know what I mean? Like it was these like they're different personalities. The way they look's different. The way they bounce is different. To me, I really just enjoyed how again the ultimate boy band vibe is what I got from them. Let's see here. All right, so it was an interesting dynamic because Brianna, Wenley, and Nori were having 3. There was cautious optimism from Nori because she really didn't. Or I think was it Bree? Bree. Um, Nori like had a conversation. They wanted to bring a fourth, but they weren't sure. It was like Nori, Wenley, and Brianna, and they weren't sure about bringing the fourth. Nori was really anti bringing the fourth. They brought Bree in, and then ultimately what happened is they were like, we decided to lock in 3. This ultimately sent Bree home, but Brianna, Wenley, and Nori are our third band. They sang "Levitating" by Dua Lipa. Wenley is so good. Like this, another strong one. I The dynamic's going to be interesting, but to me, Wenley just stands out, man. She's got so much damn talent. It's kind of crazy. Mason Connor and Zach um, are our next band. Mason Connor, Zach, and Shane. Sorry, Mason and Shane. They sing "High Power" by Coldplay. The boys, another modern day boy band. They mesh well together with their voices. It kind of reminds you of like a One Direction with a modern touch, I guess you could say, if that makes sense. Um, Jenny, Autumn, Norella, and Erica make our fifth band. They sing "Want You to Want Me" by Jason Derulo. Erica's voice is insane, like absolutely, positively insane. We have five bands have formed with only one band remaining. So we get a little bit of a cliffhanger on what our sixth band will be. Cece, Mandy, Haley, and Elise are both vying for Allison. So obviously, Allison's got the keys to the driver's seat of sending two people home while also advancing into the competition. So our bands so far are Brianna, Wenley, and Nori, Landon, Malik, Shade, and Bradley, Donzel, Aaliyah, Cameron, and Katie, Mason, Connor, Zach, and Shane, Jenna, Autumn, Norella, and Erica are our five bands with, like I said, Allison making that sixth band, which was a little bit of a cliffhanger as we head into the next batch, which will be next week. July 16th is when you can expect the next batch of Building the Band to drop. If you want to check out all of the stars on the show, I'll make sure to add in the podcast notes because they do have it broken down into all 50 singers. And there's some incredible talent here. I'm really, 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 really excited about this show. I think that has all the potential in the world to be a future competition show that we see on Netflix as they kind of, form themselves into the singing world. But I really did. Like I said, it's got a little bit of a blend of the voice. It's got a little bit, but yeah. So building the band. If you're, oh God, sorry guys, I'm messing up my words here. But yeah, building the band, like it's bringing these talented singers for truly unique competition show where you're building the perfect band. It's all about the chemistry, right? The singers are in the complete control as they form their own band's individual boots without seeing each other. All they have to go on is musical compatibility, connection, chemistry, and merit. To me, this was a blend of like Love is Blind, The Voice, The Circle, all kind of wrapped up in one. And then as they form the connections and bonds without even seeing each other, it really is going to stand the test of time with the personalities and how it goes over these batches of episodes. I really enjoyed the first four episodes. I think it was a unique experience. I think AJ McLean really knocked it out of the ballpark a as the host. And Nicole Scherzinger obviously has the pedestal along with Kelly Rowland and Liam Payne as the background of the band. I feel like they put together the right pieces in order for this show to be successful. And as a result, if you're not watching Building the Band, you're really missing out on one of the more unique and fun singing competition shows we've seen in quite a while. Like I said, the first batch dropped on July 9th, second batch July 16th, and then the last batch is July 23rd. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of the Love and Reality Podcast. I'll be back next week to break down the second batch of the show.